This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Sunset Trail Model 186 BH bunkhouse. Okay, so here we are at the door side rear, and first thing I'll point out is you have a quick connect here for your LP system, so you can attach a grill or a griddle, any low pressure appliance there. This is your water heater. Right now the trailer is de-winterized. It's summerized and ready to be camped in. There's water in the water heater. No antifreeze left in the system, so it's all set, ready to go. The switches to operate this are inside the trailer. I'll show you that when we get inside. Okay, you have a small kitchenette type area here to go with the grill. If you put it there, you get a refrigerator, just a AC refrigerator. It just plugs in, and when you plug the trailer in, it turns on, so there's no switch on it. It's not switched. All right, you have a power awning with LED strip, outside speakers. This is your hitch up here. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution switch with built-in sway control. So we'll show you how that works when you come to pick up your trailer. That's your dump hose, of course. This is a reducer to reduce your 30 amp cord. Whoops, sorry, I can't see anything on the monitor, so I'm just sort of pointing it here. Your 30 amp cord down to a 15/20. Okay. Deep cycle marine battery, 20-pound LP tank. This is a battery disconnect switch here. Right now it's on. You always keep the battery connected, except when you put it into storage for a long period of time. So it's always on unless when you're in storage. Alright, so let's see here. This is a crank for your stabilizer jacks, 3/4 inch crank. You can also use a 3/4 inch socket on a drill. Just so you know, right here is your water pump, and this is where you would winterize the trailer. You got a winterizing line right here, and there's the valve right there. You'll have to look into it a bit if you're going to do it. You also have to bypass your water heater before you put any antifreeze in, so keep that in mind also. Alright, so there's two ways to get water to the trailer. The most common way is the city water connection right here. So you just put the hose on there, turn it on, and you're all set. If you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your freshwater tank right here. Use the onboard pump to pump the water, so everything works just like you had city water, but you're pumping it from your tank. Also, to dump your tank, there's a quick dump right there. You see the white gate valve back there? That's to dump your fresh water tank. Okay, now this is your black tank flush. Basically what that does is after you've dumped your black tank, which is right here, you can see there's the black valve right there for the black tank. After you've done that, first let's say it this way. First you're going to dump your black tank, which is toilet water and waste. Then you're going to dump the gray tank, which is sink and shower water. It's cleaner water than the black, so that just makes sense. Then if you leave the black tank valve open, you can put the hose at the dump station onto here, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of your tank. So it cleans off the sensors and just cleans it all out and rinses it out. So that's a good thing to do, okay? This is just an outside shower for kids and dogs and feet and bicycles and motorbikes, whatever you have. This here are your hookups for your satellite and cable through to the inside of the trailer. Also, this housing tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera, so we sell them here if you're interested. You can talk to our people up there, but you'll be able to see when you're backing up. Plus, you'll be able to see right behind you going down the road also if you choose. All right, and also here on the back you have a ladder, which is great because you have to inspect your trailer, the roof, every 90 days. So figure once in the spring, middle of summer, once in the fall. You go up there, have someone else go up there, look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation. Look at the roofing material, make sure that there's no damage from road debris flying up there or low branches, that sort of thing. Check your vent covers, everything. And when you see an issue, sometime, you get it taken care of immediately. You do that and you'll never get water into your trailer. So it's very important to inspect your trailer. That's not just this trailer, that's all trailers. Okay, so here we go inside. So this couch jackknifes flat, of course, and the bed folds over it. Pretty rather self-explanatory. This is your control panel here. So your lights are here, of course. Your awning, it's a power awning, is the switch is right here. Now never leave your awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, make sure you roll it in so it doesn't get damaged by the wind. Your water pump is right here. That's used for if you have water in a freshwater tank, right? Or when you're winterizing, you'll also use that to light your water heater on gas. This way, to light the water heater on electric, which is how most people run it. It's that way. Always make sure there's water in the water heater tank before you turn on any energy source. So that's very important. Batteries charged. Fresh water's got water in it, black, and you don't have a black too, so you got black and gray. So we'll make sure those are dumped for you. But I think we're gonna leave some fresh water in there so you can test the plumbing if you choose to. Your keys are hanging right here. Your range cooktop you just light with a lighter. You turn it on and light it. Okay, that's your furnace there. And let's see, I think it's always right here. This is your thermostat for it. It clicks to the left, like what? See how it clicks like that? You want to click it to the left to shut it off, otherwise it'll continue to run. So make sure you hear that click. Also, this device here is the power converter. The power converter converts AC to DC power. So in this case, we're taking 110 AC just like you have at home, and this is a circuit breaker like you'd have at home, and it's labeled. So there you have your AC power. Then the power is converted to DC power, right? So here you have 12-volt fuses, and they're labeled. So if any of those fuses blow, you'll actually be able to see them glow through this tinted plastic, so you would know. Also, when you're plugged in, it's a battery tender. So as long as you're plugged in, it's going to sense how much energy your battery needs or has, and make sure it stays charged up. Okay. So when you're pulling the trailer, the alternator on your tow vehicle is charging the battery, right? And when you're at the campsite or wherever else you're plugged in, then this power converter is giving you all the 12 volts you need, and it charges your battery also, so your battery will always be charged. Alright, so this is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. It also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your batteries are low. So this is hardwired to the battery. So this is one of the reasons why you want to shut the battery off with that kill switch that I showed you up front when you put it into storage, because this will continue to draw energy no matter what, unless you shut off the battery. Okay. So anyway, it has a self-test feature. So first it'll test for LP gas, then it'll test for carbon monoxide, then it'll signal the low battery alarm 4 times. So here we go. There's LP, here comes carbon monoxide, and low battery. Back to green. Okay, so if it goes off, obviously if the alarm goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, and try to figure out what's going on. Alright, your refrigerator is a Norco gas absorption refrigerator. So because it's gas absorption, it takes a lot longer to reach operating temperature, so you always want to make sure that you give it extra time. Start it the day before if you can. And it'll also run on 110 AC or LP gas. So right here you push the mode button. That's gas, that's automatic, and that is just AC power. You're always going to just about always run it on automatic electricity. What that means is it'll always seek out electricity first. So if it finds it, it'll use it. If it doesn't, it'll automatically switch over to gas and light it on gas. Also, if let's say it's a hot day and you're out exploring for the day, you left early in the morning, and a few hours after you leave, the power at the campground goes out, it'll sense that and it'll automatically switch over and light on gas so you don't spoil your food. So, okay. Let's see what else here. Of course, you have your bunks. To access the water heater, there are bypass valves on the back of the water heater. So when you winterize it, you don't get antifreeze into the water heater tank. You can bypass it. You access those from the back. You take that panel in the back out, 2 screws holding it in, number 2 square-headed screws, and you'll see the valves are back there. Okay. All right. So with with this bathroom, the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. Always remember to run the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. And the main thing here is, if you haven't owned one of these before, the RV toilet has to have water and chemical in the tank to use it. So right now the water's not hooked up, but that's the black tank directly below. If the water is hooked up, when I step on it like this, water's going to come swirling in and into the black tank, right? So it goes like this. You can't use it dry. It has to be a little water and chemical in there. So when you pull into your campground, you park, obviously, you hook up your power and your water, and then you would come inside and you step on the pedal and put about a gallon or so in there. It doesn't have to be exact. And then you put a dose of your chemical in there also. Then you're all ready to use it till you dump it the next time. But after you dump it the next time, if you're going to reuse it, you got to repeat that procedure. You put about a gallon of water in there with chemical. Okay? That's important too, because if you don't, the smell will be it'll be overwhelming, and it also can get hard and clog up and stuff. But the smell would be the main issue, and let's put it this way: you'll never do it twice. If you do it once, you'll never do it twice. So, okay. And this, last but not least, this is your escape window here. You'd push this all the way through. Then you grab a hold of this red tab and pull it, and the screen will come out, and you can get out that way in an emergency. Okay, so let me look around and see if I've got everything. I think I touched everything. Obviously, your table folds down into a bed. It sits on these cleats, and you use the cushions to fill in the space, and it's a bed. So you really have you reclaim your floor space during the day with the hide-a-bed, with the Murphy style bed, which is a great thing because you got a nice couch to sit on, which gets kind of old sometimes, sitting at this dinette all the time on a rainy weekend or whatever. You got a nice place to sit. You can watch your TV and all that over here. And when you're traveling, you just jackknife it flat and when you want to go to sleep, you jackknife it flat, put the bed down, and then in the morning you just put it up. It's great. It's a great way to make a small trailer operate more like a larger one. It's great. So anyway, your radio, I just want to show you that you can stream off this USB here. This is an HDMI in here. It's got Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet. It's got AM FM radio and all the presets and everything. It has 2 speaker zones. Wait a minute. Zone A and Zone B. A is inside, B is the outside speakers. So it does a lot. And the TV obviously can run through it. And also, the thing to remember is, let me make sure we've got this here. This device here is your where you hook your TV up, and this is the switch for your digital antenna. So you always want to turn that on, or you'll get a lousy picture. So that's a switch for it. Okay, I think I covered it. This locks to the wall. It's got a magnet on it, so you don't have to strap it, which is good. But of course, you can pull it out, and it extends out. You can tilt it whichever way you want so you can see it best. Okay. Alright, so I think that does it now. Let me look around, make sure. I think it's good. One thing to note, you can, if you ever want to, you can have a fantastic fan installed in here, in this vent right here. It's 3-speed. They're very powerful. They'll go very slow and very powerful. The point being, on those days where you don't quite need air conditioning, with a power vent here, it'll really pull out the heat. So the one in the bathroom helps, but you also can do that here if you choose to. I'm just mentioning that because I always think it's a good thing to have. So okay, so thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember what I told you about inspecting the roof and the roof seals and the roof material and all that. The only other thing to remember is you never run the water heater without water in the tank. And also, you have to winterize this thing in the fall. So, okay, thank you very much.